Alright, so you guys really liked my latest video. So yeah, I gotta talk about it. And yeah, I'm gonna be replying to some of these comments and the same things I keep seeing from different commenters, all you Markiplier Glazers. So let me just get into it. It's comedic how incorrect you are. Mark makes good points and has clear criticism of a crappy game. It's good he's not bending over backwards to accommodate bad games like Poppy. He is giving criticism in a review of a game from the perspective of a casual player who only knows the lore as given directly, as he says he doesn't get all the tapes. The character motivations are very unclear without this. For example, the whole Poppy's Angel thing is super vague. Why are we Poppy's Angel? What compels us to do as she says? Just because some character refers to us as this doesn't make it 100% true. Throwaway lines and unclear statements should not be the basis for the lore. Alright, so the Poppy's Angel thing is not really vague. This has been a thing since chapter 1. The first thing we see in chapter 1 is the envelope telling us to go to the Red Flower to save Poppy from her case. And then from there, everything we do is about Poppy for Poppy. I mean, even in chapter 4, we had Poppy and Doughy who had two different plans, and we went with Poppy's plan instead of Doughy. It wasn't a choose your own adventure situation. We just immediately went with Poppy's plan, and then that's why Doughy got mad at us and crashed out. Now, he did say Mark is writing the review from the perspective of someone who has not played the first game or the second or the fourth or the third. Now, this doesn't make it actually better. If I go and watch Stranger Things and decide to start off on season 5 or whatever season they're on, is that the show's fault or my fault? That's my fault. Watch and play things in order. If you want to play Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 first, go ahead, but then you can't be mad when you don't understand anything. And Markiplier has played all the chapters, so you can't write from the perspective of someone who hasn't. And if you are, then again, don't get mad at the fact that the objective is unclear. Alright, now I was going back and forth with this guy for a while, so you can go read those if you want, but I'll respond to these ones I have not yet responded to right now. That's not the objective as a whole. Those are just objectives that are happening as they go. The objective as a whole would be the objective that you're consistently following throughout the whole game. An example would be for an objective like that would be in God of War Ragnarok. Near the beginning of the game, the objective is already set in stone that they will prevent Ragnarok. The objective you're talking about is more like something like when Aeterys goes to find Freya to help them with Ragnarok. That's just the side objective. A better way to put it is that the objective as a whole would end the game upon the completion. Alright, as I've said before, the player we play as is a mute character. He doesn't have any voice lines. So it's going to be hard to pinpoint exactly what that objective is, but it got clearer with chapter and chapter. For example, in chapter 1, if Mark wanted to say the objective wasn't clear in chapter 1, absolutely, but all the way in chapter 5, the objective is pretty clear now. But anyway, the objective is to listen to Poppy. Now, I know that's just a side objective. The main objective, I would say, what Poppy really wants is to defeat the prototype along with Giblet and Mr. Chump Chompkins, and she wants to free the orphans as well. And so the objective got clearer as the game went on. I'll admit that.
Listen, I'm not your enemy, but I can't just let you leave. What's happening down here is bigger than all of us, and I need you. So we can get revenge on those monsters who've tortured you, who've tortured us. They didn't act alone. They're disciples of the original, the prototype. He's the reason I was trapped in that god-awful case for so long. You have no idea the things he's done. Let me help you kill him. Let me help you save everyone. We've all seen you. How capable you are. You killed Huggy. You killed Mommy. You freed me. You are perfect for this.
That was chapter 3, if anyone's wondering. And the objectives stayed pretty consistent after that. In chapter 4, the objective was still to kill the prototype. Chapter 5, still kill the prototype. And then we add mini objectives along with that. Now, I know what's coming. So then what was the objective in chapter 1 and 2? Chapter 1, the objective was just to get to the red flower, because that was the first envelope we saw in the game. And then in Chapter 2, it was to power the train, because Poppy told us to, and we were trying to get the train code pieces from Mommy Longlegs. Alright, the next comment. And yes, Lily was there to serve as a mini antagonist, but why? Why do that in the first place? That's the randomness of it. Why add such a character only to be killed off too long after? I mean, not too long after. They've done that every chapter so far. Alright, so, she was there to serve as a mini antagonist. I don't think that's really random, because if there was no antagonist there, then we would have just saved Poppy too easily. Like, it would have been too easy to save her. And we know there are certain toys who work for, or at least, help the prototype somehow. Like, we have Catnap, you have Chomp Chompkins, who's kind of a double agent, and I think that's the really cool thing about his character. And then, you have Lily Lovebraids, who's clearly working with the prototype too, because she's the one who invited him over for tea. And yes, she was killed off. Like many of the chapters before, as you say, they've done that every chapter so far. There's usually a mini antagonist in every chapter that gets killed off very quickly, because they are the villains. If we don't kill them, then they'll kill us. We have to kill them off. And not every character gets killed off. I mean, Kissy Missy's still alive, Chomp Chompkin's still alive, Gidget's still alive. So not every interesting character gets killed off, which is the main thing I was saying against Markiplier. And even some of the characters that do get killed off, they kind of had to be killed off. We can't just keep them alive forever, okay? There's main villains, and then there's side villains. The side villains have to get killed off. They're not really necessary. And then the last comment is saying that every enemy so far is kind of the same. They just look different, which is not true. Catnap is interesting because he doesn't actually work for the prototype. He's not an official member of the prototype's gang or anything. He just worships the prototype. So that's how he's interesting. Lily Lovebraids actually does work for the prototype. And then Huggy Wuggy, he works for no one. He's just the rogue toy from the first chapter. Huggy's not really following orders from anyone. And Huggy also doesn't talk, so that sets him apart from some of the other villains. And then Chapter 2, Mommy Longlegs. Mommy Longlegs actually hates the prototype because when she died, she was like, "What have you done? You'll make me part of him." So not all the villains are the same. They all have different goals and stuff. And Mommy, she really cared for the kids but hated the people who worked and did the experiments. So yeah, all the villains are really different. They have something individual about them. Alright, next comment. Imagine disregarding so many good takes about a game just because you like it. You can like a game and still let others see its flaws. Dare I say, games need to have some criticism to improve. You can't just pat a game on its A word the whole time, then be shocked when they stick with the same formulas that get boring fast. Of course games need good criticism, but keyword here, good. I already explained in my original video why I don't think Markiplier's criticism is good or valid at all. Of course games need criticism, but it has to be decent actual criticism. And Poppy Playtime does have flaws, but not the ones Markiplier listed. Now, this person commented again. Not just that, but the comparisons of chase sequences to visual effects in the FNAF animatronics is just stupid. Chases are a gameplay aspect, and visuals are just to look at. They don't change the gameplay. And the animatronics were interesting because they all did different stuff. They didn't all just chase you through the pizzeria. They felt like separate entities. I feel like the Poppy Playtime chase sequences are all different because, one, it's a different person chasing you each time, and I already responded to the previous guy's comment talking about how all the monsters feel the same, so I'm not going to go over that again. But yeah, I think whether it be a visual thing or a gameplay thing, games can still have something unique. It doesn't matter if it's a gameplay or a visual, or if it changes the gameplay or affects it or not. Whether or not, a game can have something to make it unique. So I don't know why Markiplier is crashing out. You made a whole rant talking about his normal criticism of a game while never providing proof of your claims and saying your own subjective opinions as if they're objective. Now, I did provide proof for my claims, and Markiplier's criticisms aren't normal, but I already explained that in your previous comment. So, yeah, his criticisms are not very good. And yeah, on to the next commenter. Now, I saved the best for last. This comment is very long, and you can actually tell this guy watched the full video, or most of it. There was a few commenters, I don't know who they were, but some of them just did not watch the full video, and they admitted it. This guy at least watched the video. Now, anyway, you said the game does give you a clear objective, whatever Poppy wants, but you yourself didn't or couldn't actually say what Poppy wants. Well, oh wait, I already responded to this in the previous comment. But yeah, what Poppy wants is to kill the prototype and free the orphans and stuff. And I should have said that in the original video, but the point is Markiplier was just saying there was no objective when there was one. And then same thing with Giblet. I guess I should have said his objective as well. His objective is to also kill the prototype. Wait, no, I did say that in the video. I remember. So yeah, that's Giblet's objective, to kill the prototype. And I did say that in the video. And then next thing. Third, the Lily Love braids was random. Just because there's a reason to go somewhere doesn't mean that things weren't random. That's an oxymoron. If there's a reason to go somewhere, then it literally is not random. Like, that's an oxymoron. That's literally all Poppy Playtime is. A new episode comes out, and somehow there's a new villain that was never mentioned anywhere at any point in time. That's pretty random. I mean, yeah, it's random. Well, it's not random. It's just that the characters are surprises. Like, what if we knew about the prototype and, freaking Garnaby and, Lily Love Braids back in Chapter 1? Like, we would just know when the villains would come out. Like, I don't think that's really random. Just more of an element of surprise. Now, anyway, where are we at? Fourth, crying out about the characters dying can be annoying, thank you. But when the characters are around for like 5 minutes and then die, it's just meh. It's not even bad they died, it's just bad that they were never fleshed out. Now, there are like side villains and then there's main villains. For example, Yarnaby is definitely a side villain. He doesn't even talk. So yeah, he was around for like 5 minutes and didn't really do anything, but like, he wasn't really a big villain, so yeah, his death was meh, I'll give you that. But someone like Mommy Longlegs, she was a very spelled out character. I don't think her death was meh. We learned a lot about her. We spent a lot of time with her throughout the game. Same thing with someone like Doughy. His death was not meh. We definitely explored a lot of him throughout the game. So no, not all of the characters' deaths are meh. Not to mention, it's clear you don't actually care that Mark has issues. You have an issue with Mark. So I never knew that Mark had like an issue. Like, does he have mental health problems? I'll go Google it after this video. But I'm sorry if I did not know he had like any problems or issues or anything. Claiming he just wants to tap a character really shows you can't have a stable, constructive conversation about it. You're just angry he no likey your favorite gamey. Alright, now this is a little bit hypocritical. You just said I can't have a conversation because I'm making fun of Mark, which was a joke anyway. Like, I don't think Mark actually likes Lily Love Braids. That was just a joke in the video. And then you go on to say, oh, Markiplier doesn't like your favorite game. So kind of hypocritical. You're saying I can't have a conversation, and then you go on to make fun of me like I was making fun of Mark. So I don't know, just seems hypocritical. Now, I am filming outside and want to go back inside, and I also apologize if the background is too loud. There's a lot of cars out here, so, yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I think that's it for this video. I don't know if I'm gonna make a part 3. If I just keep getting the same comments over and over again, I'll have to make a part 3, but, I have some more comments to respond to, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!